hot. I met a boy today.
That's me.
So fine.
If you know, tap in, share the post. It's your boy PH, aka The Prez, aka Mr. Above 140.
Come to my town and get with me. She love I'm around.
It's not about the amount of talent you have. It's 100% about the work ethic. Ask your coach or anybody that's been doing this.
Hot. I met a boy today. So fine.
Why is it? And they gonna say, oh, yeah, that's illegal. Cut this. Cut it out. All you coaches out there, cut it out. Because that's BS.
What up? It's your boy PH The Prez, Mr. Above 140. Waiting for the general to tap in. We here, we live, we got topics, we got good stuff. Got some good stuff to talk about tonight. We got some good topics tonight. You know, some good stuff going on. Tap in. I know we late. Typically, we jump on a 9, but your boy was a little busy. Had some meetings with cheerleading, but we back. General gonna jump on in a second, and then we gonna get right into the proceedings this evening. You know what we do and why we do it and how we do it. Topics. What we talking about tonight, y'all? Y'all ready to talk about this stuff? I tell you one thing I'm gonna talk about. I got a good topic. This is great for, you know, as a person that went down to nationals a bunch of times, I get this question a lot. As a person that went down to nationals. And the question is, what should or could you be doing to prepare for Florida? So for all you football teams, you ask, what could or should you be doing to prepare for Florida? So this question is it's a convoluted question. This question has many moving parts. So let me start with this for y'all. Every team that's going to Florida, by now you should be on your 3rd or 4th meeting about Florida. So y'all may not be able to resolve it this time, but going forward next year, I suggest you talk to parents about it at your first August meeting. If we win, we're going to Florida. Save approximately $1,000. Money will be due. Choose the date of your regional championship. Roughly around that time, right? And so I think you should do that. Then 2, around week 5 or 6, if there's any undefeated teams, have those same individual meetings on the field or do it via Zoom. Run it down. Pop Warner by then usually releases the cost of hotels, etc. I do it via Zoom. I call up the list. I show them all the prices, give them an idea, look at flights, say, look, this will be roughly around $1,000. After your league championship game, you should be having your 3rd meeting. Letting them know what's going to transpire and what it looks like. Most of you should be close to the last meeting by now, 3rd or 4th meeting. And when you're at your regional championship game, if you win, your kids should not drink anything other than water if you're coming from New England to your Florida trip. The 2 weeks that you get, or 1 week, or whatever you get, you should meet with your parents and go on a water binge. Don't overly drink water. But my point is, you should be hydrating yourself. Too many New England teams I've watched go down to Florida and try to hydrate themselves when they're down there. It's too late. It's too late. Now let's talk about fundraising ideas. I'm not going to give y'all all the tools I got, but I'll give y'all some ideas. I love the Krispy Kreme thing. Go right to Krispy Kreme. You pick up the donuts. You charge $15 a box. If you sell 200 boxes, you get approximately $8 off of those. You almost raise $1,600 right there. Right? That's a kid and a half paid for. There'll be hardships in your program. Even if you take that $1,600 and you break it down and give 8 kids $200, still a great thing to help bring down people costs. So I suggest that. Obviously, people got your online. I don't do GoFundMe no more. I think that's a little. To me, 10% is way too much. But if people do GoFundMe, I get it. You should probably do your GoFundMe. Do everything you got to do. So, I think you should do those. Another thing that I think about that you should probably do when it started talking about you going down to nationals is coordinating what you're going to do while you're down there. What I suggest is if you're at an Airbnb, for those that can stay at Airbnbs, Pop Warner, we can't. I'll tell y'all what we used to do in Pop Warner. We used to bring, because we used to take a bus, we used to bring like a George Foreman grill and go in the parking lot, go to Walmart or Walgreens or whatever. Walmart is like a supermarket down there. And we used to have a massive cookout right there in the parking lot. Have a cookout for all the kids. Listen, that's the cheapest way to feed kids. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. The Hartford Hurricanes used to be responsible for kids' food. We got out of that business. We still feed kids. We still bring them to buffets. We still do all the stuff that y'all do in Florida. The difference is we're not responsible. Because one time we took our team to the buffet and we stayed there from 6 to 9. But at 10 o'clock, a kid came and said he was hungry. I said, yo, we just came from the buffet. I don't eat that early. Then I had the parents telling me I'm starving their child when we just left the buffet for after 3 hours. So I got out of the business because I did have to realize some people feed their kids at 6 o'clock. Some people sit around and eat dinner at 8. Some people don't feed their kids and they pick and get finger foods at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So when you're responsible for it, you're responsible for all those factions. So if you're having hardships, my suggestion is come up with creative ways to have cookouts when you're down there. Pack a grill, a small grill, or your organization spend $30, go buy a small light up grill, a propane tank for under $50. You can light that thing up all week, get some hot dogs, hamburgers, bang out. We know how to do that. We used to do that in the parks and all that. Let's see what they're saying. Coach Chad says start hydrating. Teams should be fundraising all season long, no matter the age group. We don't do that. Live, laugh, love. Any athlete should be primarily drinking water or Gatorade at any point in the season and off season. We know that they don't. We play the first regional games, the Cuse, against the Cuse Saturday against Syracuse. So that's your first round of regionals. Okay. A meeting. Greg, what you asking? And so I think that is important that those are some of the things you could be doing to prepare for Florida. Financially, I think that now look, for Division II, at least in Pop Warner, it's a little harder because you guys' games are only a week before. I do think that it's important that you go and do fundraisers. Listen, I love the calendar fundraiser because you're not asking parents or anyone out there for an excessive amount of money. You do the calendar, you put your child next to it, and you ask people to buy dates. I buy day 1, I give you $1. I give you $20. I bought day 10, 5, 4, and 1. Mark it off. You fill up a calendar, you made up about $500. Just think about that. If you put up the November calendar right now with your child and ask everybody to buy a day, you're literally asking people for small amount of donations, small amounts of money, $20, $10, $5, $2, $1. That's different than putting up a GoFundMe looking for, $1,000 in one whop, and people need to give you $100 because don't nobody get on GoFundMe and give you $2. But people will cash out you $2 if you put up your calendar. So my suggestion is put up your calendars. Ask for those little small amounts and small donations. That will always work out better for you. People don't mind donating, but everybody ain't got a bunch of money to donate all the time. So I think it's important that you guys do that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important that you guys do that. Because you got to realize every kid on your team is doing it. And if you are from the same community, a lot of you know the same people. And nobody wants to support Phil kid over Joe's kid. Especially now on Facebook. People are emotional nowadays. And so what happens is I'm willing to donate. And I might only have $20. But I might be able to get, okay, I can't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give 4 people $5. So I'll buy day 5 on 4 different calendars. Think about that. This guy just gave 4 people $5. It seems small until you get around 20 people doing the same thing. Yo, Sean, I don't have no fruit, man. Listen, I'm feeling down about a lot of things, man. I had a meeting tonight with Chair. It was a tough meeting. I wasn't even prepared. I was actually laying down like, oh, snap. And like around 9:10, I noticed I was supposed to be on the podcast. So I'm a little off today. I don't got no fruit. Orange juice, though. Got orange juice. So I ain't in my zone, but I'm gonna make it pop because I think it's important. We come in, we give jewels to everybody. And so, so as we talk about nationals, I think that's a creative way to raise some money to get people to do it. Now, I'll tell y'all something. I had a parent from the Hartford Hurricanes that needed to raise money. She wasn't a parent of many means, if I can make it clear. And one thing that she did was she stood on a corner in Hartford, Connecticut with a sign and a basket. And when it was time to turn in the money, she turned in all of the money. She gave us bags of change. She gave us dollars. She gave us everything. She raised the money. Listen, parents out there, if it's your first time, you want to give your child the experience. I think all of y'all people whack for trying to convince people that Florida ain't worth the money. I think that I think I get y'all point, but I think that y'all missing something. It's not that all of us can't bring our child to Florida. That defeats the purpose. The key, though, is you guys won't bring your child to Florida with 20 of their friends. I never been to Florida with 20 of my friends. The most people I ever went to Florida with as friends is when I did a family function. So it's not that you won't bring your child to Florida. It's your child is in Florida enjoying a situation that they're going to remember for the rest of their life. And you cannot put a price on that. And so if you get the opportunity to go, my suggestion is even if it's once, take your opportunity and go down there. I don't care what the tournament is. Raise the money. Save up. The experience will last a lifetime. I got kids I took to Florida in 2012 that's playing professional football. They played at the highest level in college, Big Ten. And they remember the one time, that 1 week, we played at ESPN Wide World of Sports. When we were on ESPN, they remember the time that we walked through the park, 19, 20 deep, walking through Disney World. They remember all of us going to the buffet, to the pizza buffet, and then the food buffet, and then the breakfast buffets and mornings throughout a week when everybody is school in December. We were in Florida. They remember these things. So when people tell you it's not worth your money, what type of memory or what type of situation could you create for your kid, and what's the cost you will put on it for your kid to have a heartfelt memory for the rest of their life? There's no cost that you can put on that. And so I think that is important that we put that in perspective. Before it's too easy for everybody to say Florida is whack. Don't stop giving Florida your money, all of that. I think that's a little corny, and probably is people that never been there. Orange juice is the black people medicine. Facts. For what you do, you get a big time pass, my brother. Thanks, my dude. The experience, Wes was down there last year. The experience was definitely amazing. The kids loved it, had a great time competing against the best, enjoyed the time with their friends outside the football field. Facts. We don't talk about the time where everybody's downtime. Kids are swimming together. Some kids are going to the Nike outlet in groups. Some kids, is like I said, is at the buffet. Some kids are going to parks. So it's a multitude of things that's happening for these kids to broaden their horizons and build this experience. And I think that everybody should take the opportunity to go if they can. I think that we miss the facts of how important it is. Who is hosting this year? Universal or SeaWorld? None. Pop Warner is not in association with any of those. However, they are offering Universal and SeaWorld tickets at a discounted rate to add to your package if you want to do it. I am not about to go through all of that, but they are doing it. Just a heads up, Kerry. It's when out-of-state teams know who you are when you're talking and walking around hotels and parks. Right. Like you like that's another thing. You guys got these YouTube pages and all this. Kids go down there and they be from Arizona and they know who your child is. They know who your son is. Like, think about how dope that is. There's a kid in North Carolina watching YouTube, and they see your child and they see him in person. They go, hey, I know who you are. I don't know. I think that's pretty dope. My son, 13U, Devontae from the Raiders, lifetime memories, and they won it all. His teammates, Matt, Edwin, etc. They think that was 08. I think that was that year. Fields were terrible, but the overall experience was great. I do agree that they need to better the experience of the playing fields down there, but I'm just talking about the overall experience, not really the logistics of just the football part. I think the overall experience does something for our young men and women to go down there and cheer in front of crowds and play football and experience this life, and they doing this for a week. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when we were younger, there was no week off in December in Florida. And even if I didn't go to see Disney World, I get to drive under that thing with the Mickey. I feel good just when I arrived there. And I'm an adult now. But I couldn't imagine what it'd be like for me and 20 of my boys from my block that was playing local youth football to all be in Florida. Man, crazy stuff would have happened. And so when you get the Florida experience, take it. Of course, Beef. I think it was Beef who said it at our meeting. You can talk about you don't want to go to Florida all you want, but the parents make that decision. Because if the parents decide they're not coming to your program because they want to go to a Florida program, then your program don't have no kids, you'll be over. All because it's not important to you. We have to stop thinking of this thing through the lens of an adult, start thinking it through the lens of a child. Do you think a 12-year-old think it's not important? Of course, we as adults don't think it's important. Y'all probably go to Florida 4 times a year. It means nothing to you. When I went in year 1, I had an adult man cry. One of my coaching staff. He had never been to Disney World and told these kids the first time I came to Disney World is because you guys brought me here. Now let that sink in. Some of these kids, unfortunately, they will never go back to Florida in their lifetime, probably. Probably because of means, probably because of life situations. There's some kids that you can provide an opportunity for right now that's never going to go back to Florida. They may finish their football career off at youth football. if nothing else, you can provide a memory for life for them. That is some pretty dope stuff. I can't wait for my son to have that experience. True. Phil for Pop Warner Prez. I applied for the job. They ain't write me back. Everybody email Pop Warner, tell them to hire me. I applied for the executive director job of Pop Warner. They ain't write me back. Well, I got the credentials. I got the degrees. I don't know. They didn't write me back. But anyway, so listen, man, I think that we gotta, I understand the purpose of promoting Florida isn't the end all be all. And I agree with that statement. I don't agree with the statement that it isn't important, though. I don't agree with the statement that it isn't important. I think it's important to understand that these kids are all home. And if their last game was home for the year over and over and over again, they would be leaving some lifelong memories on the line. And some kids are going to make it once in their life. I don't mean to Florida. I mean make it to Florida to play football once in their life. Because just because you make it one year, it isn't guaranteed the following year. A lot of teams that was in Florida last year already lost. Right? And so it's not guaranteed. Cam said, from playing kids from all over, letting the kids really see it's other kids out there that have the same dream and drive to give them a chance to play on the biggest stage against real competition. Facts. And so it opens up their eyes. They see that there's a kid that's nice. That's a dog. And he's from California. There's a kid from North Carolina that's better than you. He's outworking you. And he's doing it. There is a kid from Texas that can play ball. And he's not as big. He's not as tall. He's not as fast. And God didn't bless him with all the athletic attributes, but he got that dog in him and he's eating your food. You get to experience that. So now when you come back as a team and you're talking to your kids and going, there's kids all around the nation going for it. Guess what happens? They now can relate. He now can say, you're right, Dad, because I met Joseph from North Carolina. And let me tell you what's the dopest part about all this, y'all. When your kids become cool with another kid and they become friends on IG, and now you got a kid in Connecticut, Rhode Island, Mass, watching a kid and communicating with a kid from North Carolina, and now they're both supporting each other on this youth football and a football career. Ain't no telling if they might end up at the same college and they done built and broke bread from when they were back in youth football. Played against each other on a national stage. Never been in the same state besides playing this youth football national tournament. That, I don't know. That's pretty dope. You sure will. Let me log on to the site. Go log on. Check it out. People don't understand how Florida resets their expectations of what's possible and where football can take them. True. I like that statement. That is true. Adrian never went to Florida. Don't let him lie to you. General, what up?
What up, though?
Sean Cox. That's what I tell my kids in high school. And Pop Warner, there's kids all over working. There's a kid right now in Iowa lifting like his life depends on it and doing drills. What separates you from them is the drive and the passion for anything you have in life that you really want. True. And Edwin said he went in 07 and 08. They lost the 07 Natty, but won in 08. So, Tito, I'm sitting here talking to these people or to our fans, tell everybody out there, I didn't mean no disrespect, about how they could prepare for Florida and what I believe the importance of Florida is. Because I do believe that it's important that if someone make it, they take the opportunity and go, because it do create lifetime memories for these kids. It do open their horizons. It do allow kids to do something that they're never going to do with their parents. Lucas is always with you, Tito, in Florida. Orlando, like his second home, he probably can go there 3 times a year. Shoot, he own a house down there. Your son. Well, you do. But anyway, your son. Here's the thing, though. Bringing Lucas with 20 of his boys is something that Daddy Tito ain't ever going to do.
Well, no, never.
You get the opportunity in football to get that and achieve that and experience that and walk through Disney Springs with him or walk through Universal Boardwalk with all his boys and take picture in front of the globe, that's a lifetime memory that can never be recreated. So I think that if people get the opportunity, take it, regardless of the cost. I'm separating whether I think the cost meets the experience or can the experience be cheaper. I'm pushing that aside right now to just say the experience is worth it, but I'll let you talk.
I mean, if you win, if you got to run the gauntlet to get there, then the experience is worth it. If you go there at all costs, then I don't know if it's worth it anymore. You get what I'm saying? If you earn the right to go, then I think it makes the experience all that much more
I agree with
enjoyable. You know what I mean? Not, we see people take bids. We've seen people get down there all types of crazy ways. I think when you clean the table and earn your way there, it does make it all the more special. You get a lot more drive and support when it's that way. When it's the other way, I don't know how it works because I never did it the other way. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, August 1st, everybody, that's the goal, to get to Florida, right? Right or wrong. That's why.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it should be.
So,
If your goal ain't to win a Super Bowl when you first start practice, then I don't know what you're doing. So of course that's the goal.
Right. We're all chasing that, win win your conference, win your state, win the regional, get to Florida, right? That's what, that's always the end goal. Is it the end all be all? No, not for a lot of us. But if you do get there, get the chance to experience it for your kids, there's a lot of kids that never leave where they grow up. I think it's absolutely lifetime memories. I mean, shit, as an adult, when we go, when I go without a team, there's always memories created around the football, around the national championship. So, there's a lot that goes into it to get there. And if you have a chance to get there this year, you better start putting up your ends now. You got to put your chips up now.
So one thing I discussed earlier, Tito, was some of the financial ways. I talked about that calendar, right? Putting up the November calendar 1 through 30. That's about $540. Don't quote me on it. That you could raise just doing the calendar, asking for people for small increments. Tito give you $4. He buy day 3, buy day 1. I give you $4. I buy day 4. Somebody give you $5. That's day 5. You already covered 1 through 5. And you made around $15, $20 right there. And then somebody by day 15. Somebody by day 17. By the time they do all that, what up, Corey? By the time they do all that, you can end up with $500. Half your trip can be paid because it is a burden. It is at a time in the world where people are looking to save money to buy presents. To having a family experience at the holidays. So it come at a tough time. And this year, I think it's even tougher because it's the second week of December, which is 1 week closer to Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Edwin, somebody asking you about Texas All-Stars.
No, that's his brother. Because Edwin did play in the AYF All-Stars.
Oh.
07, 08. He played in San Antonio over there was the Alamo Dome? That's what it's called, the Alamo Dome. Yeah.
08 was in Florida for the AYF All-Stars. So you guys won the All-Star bracket of national championship? I think they did.
No, Dennis coached that game. Dennis was the East with AYF's All-Star game. The first couple.
That's what I'm saying. He won the All-Star national championship.
Dennis was the coach of that team.
Oh, I thought they won a regular.
No, Edwin was on the national championship team in 08, but he played on the All-Star game in early 08, right when the new year.
08 was in Florida for the AYF All-Star.
He did, yeah, because it was January, right after the 07 season. So in 08, he played in the All-Star game and the national championship.
Got you. National season in Florida needs to be viewed as a business trip versus a vacation.
Absolutely.
It's the difference to why teams compete at a high level during national season versus teams that go to Florida for an experience. 100%. But Cena, I think that people have to understand that oftentimes, like anything you do in life, you have to get that and learn that. right? Like I'm assuming you've been there before, so you know that, right? Those that go for the first time, especially when you're from up here, right, Tito, it turns into vacation-ish because we operating here in 20, 30-degree weather, and we dropped into 90-degree weather. When you're from Georgia, Texas, Florida, this is what you live in. So to you, a business trip in this weather is normal. To us, most times when we go from 20-degree weather to 90, Tito, it's for vacation.
Yeah, but I'm not caught up in when you go with a team, bro. It's got to be strictly business. Now we've seen people,
but it's hard. It's hard to convince these kids and these parents that.
We've seen people go about it the other way, and it never works out. This ain't a trip for you and your parents. You know, and your parents to take you and bring you to go to Disney and all of that. This ain't the trip for that. This when you go down there with the type of money you're spending to go down there, it needs to be strictly business. That's what I always envied about the junior Celtics. You see the way them cats get off the bus.
Oh God!
You see the militancy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They don't even stay on campus, bro. You know that them dudes don't even stay on campus. They rent the rooms. They say they rent the rooms. They not even on campus.
Nope. You know? It's crazy how they was doing it. It's crazy. I saw everybody at the pool having fun on the day off. They all had on the same exact outfit. They were outside at the pool. Coach lined up a square long table. He had up a little whiteboard on a turn thing, and he was going over stuff. And I tell you, with all the noise and the bar and the music and the swimming and everything going on, them boys was locked in on Coach. I ain't seen not one kid looking back at the swimming pool. I ain't see nobody distracted by the chicken being delivered over there. Locked in on Coach. They understood the assignment and what was about to happen. I thought it was really dope. So I've been down there with Cheer before, coming from the West Coast. This year we have a good chance. Have the info for hotels with shuttles, but when I went with Cheer, they gave the kids wristbands for food. Is that still the same? No, I think EJ, you might have went at the time where National Pop Warner offered the you the opportunity to buy the food package, and you got the wristbands, and you were able to go to the food spot on the Disney Resort, right? I think Cheer was at the All-Star. Football was at All-Star Sports. Cheer was at All-Star, the other one. It might have been around that time when you did that and they gave you the wristbands and you can go eat for free. That used to be dope. Listen, Tito, I'm going to tell you, whichever national program gets back in the ESPN White World of Sports first will be the #1 national youth program in the nation instantly. We went to National Florida. We had 2 days. We had 2 days. It was all business. Wow. How much does it typically cost per child to get down there? Brandon, I don't know where you from, but I can tell you from booking trips for hundreds of kids, because we have brought in hundreds of kids down there. The stay, I always tell people about $1,000. That's the stay and the flight. If you buy your flight early, you get it for about $200. Your room roughly around $800, depending on how long you stay, depending on your level of hotel. Approximately around $1,000. That does not include money for food, money to do anything. Just you ask me how much it costs to get down there, sleep, and come back. Approximately about $1,000. My team, Coach Tito's team, went 10-0, but lost the last game that determined them to Florida to Monroe. I remember that game, Tito. I was there. Wasn't that at Falcon Field?
No, we played them cats. No, we won that game. We played Monroe.
Oh, I was at Falcon Field. You did run out with your team from underneath.
We played that in Monroe.
Tito ran out with his team. They was doing some pump-up thing, and they ran from underneath the goalpost onto the middle of the field and went to their sideline. I remember that, Tito.
Nobody was jumping around and doing nothing.
I didn't say you was jumping around, but you ran out of there with your team. Yeah. You ran them out like Saban do the Bama. You was in the zone, brother. So I just want to put that out there. Sometimes Tito will get in his zone, and y'all can get him to run out with a team. It is every now and then, but I don't know if he can run out with it now. He did about 20 years ago. That's where it should be. leaving Disney was a mistake. I agree. They need to go back. About $1,500.
Yeah. About 12, anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500, I would say is about that.
That's with food and everything?
I mean, no, I'm just to get, that's just the preliminary. We
in the travel, 15? That sounds excessive to me. But
what, for each kid? With the cost of Pop Warner? We talking about Pop Warner, AY?
It's $1,000 for Pop Warner. Right now I mean, look, I'm assuming you could get a flight for $200, $250 right now, right? Now, flight's gonna be up around $400, $500 in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But if you buy a flight for $200, your stay's about $800. But Jordan, you're not far off. In some instances, it could be $1,500.
Shit, but there was a program I seen asking for 80,000 a team somewhere one time.
Yeah, well, they want to buy all the food, all the flights, all the stays. Like, they want everything completely covered and then have some money left over for their banquet, I'm assuming. All right. But anyway, as we talk, we're going to wrap up the conversation around nationals. I just thought that it was important to tackle it. This is the time.
Well, hopefully the people that are in contention, they're ahead of the game. You should be starting taking down payments or however you're going to do it, getting the stuff in order now. Because if you wait to the last minute, them weeks come up quick when it's time to go. Them. Whenever your last game is, next thing you know, you're ready to go. Bills got to be paid.
I'll tell you this. Well, let's read in this comment. We went there 3 different times by plane, bus, and they drove themselves. They was always charged between $800 and $1,200.
That's about right. I mean, anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 this day and age is I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Does everyone have to travel in one, or are we able to book our own flights? I'm asking because we're getting prepared. You could probably, I don't know how your team doing it, but usually you get down there how you get down there. People just need you down in Florida for check-in. So I'm assuming AYEFs have check-in sometimes. I know Pop Warner does on Saturdays and on Fridays and Saturdays for Division 1 and 2, right? So I'm sure most people on Friday saying be here Friday by 12. If you drive, if you catch a bus, if you fly, they just need you down there to be with the team, with your jersey, with everything to check in. So Bella, I don't think it matters per se, but last year we took a coach bus. Everybody rode the coach bus free. I've been to nationals for cheer, and Disney and Universal is not cheap, but it is a decent amount cheaper than if you went to either place on your own. True. That's why I tell people to buy it, because it's cheap. AYF, yes, they do. So AYF does do check-in. It seemed to be Friday at 6 p.m. the latest. So there you go, Bella. You can probably, long as you're down there by Friday, 6 p.m., you leave on Thursday driving, take a bus on Thursday, take a train, or you can fly in. I took a train to Disney World before. Not for Pop Warner, but to go to Disney World. I went with a church, and we took a train. The only thing I remember about that, Tito, and this is the truth, the train had the best pancakes I ever tasted in my life. I don't know if I was hungry, bro. Best pancakes I ever tasted in my life.
Take you about 2-3 days. That couldn't have been that easy.
I was a kid too. I was like 10 years old. I had to watch my little brother rock it. What prep would you be doing now other than raising funds? So a couple things. One, we talked about the body. So hydrating yourself, right? I will be preparing my team to get ready to properly hydrate themselves 2 weeks out. So if it happens to drop down to 30 degrees a week before, because you still got to go to practice even though you qualify, you maybe drop down in Florida, it may go up to 90. So your kids go into a kind of like a body shock. I'm not a doctor, but I've seen it with our kids where they're practicing in 20, 30 degree weather. They arrive in Florida, and the next day they're playing the game in 90 degree weather. If they're not hydrated properly, they're dehydrated.
Hydrated is the way the air is. I told you this story before about, in college when I played baseball, we would go to Florida every end of February, early March to the big tournament down there in Fort Pierce near on the way to Miami. And any time that we would come out the first day of practice, bro, you come out whizzing the ball because you're practicing over here in 20, 30 degree weather, like you're saying, outside. When you go over there and throw for the first time and run everything bothers you. Everything bothers you. Your arm starts hurting. You're not breathing right because the air is different. over there than over here.
Yeah, because you're going from cold weather to humidity.
There's something that us from up north that we go through an acclimation period when you get down there. You're not clicking on all cylinders right away. That's why it's always smart to get there a couple of days before and get your kids outside and running and breathing that stuff in and getting them used to it, because there's absolutely an acclimation period. I know, I'm speaking from my playing days. Like, I know for a fact there's an acclimation period.
That's why I want our kids to fly in Hartford, because that bus route, sit on a bus for 24 hours, bro. You get off, check in, sleep, and play. It's hard. It's hard. How long is the train ride, Emmis? It took 24 hours. Yo, Tim Webb, what up, brother? We need to talk about your teams out there in your area. That was a great phone conversation. We should talk about it. You should have a room listing done. Parent meeting held. Potential hotels chosen. Correct. Kebby probably did this trip 1,000 times. You asked what else you should be doing. If you're in Pop Warner, you should have a room listing done. If you're in AYF, I still suggest you look at Airbnbs if they allow you to. The number of rooms you can have, write kids and bubble them in, because the Airbnb will tell you 5 beds in this room, 4 beds in that room, 3 beds in that room. Write in the kid's name. Make a plan. Have it already done. Parents want to know where their kids are going to stay if they're not going. That'll make it easy. Okay, yeah, Phil, your son will be staying in this room with that kid. He'll be in the bed with them. Here's his room. You can show the Airbnb. Pictures. Shows you the room. AYF or Pop Warner doesn't matter, because soon we'll have just one organization. No, that's not true. AYF and Pop Warner is never going to come together nationally. Tim, Larry Myers Jr., you still owe him a football. Yes, Larry. I don't think he ever got that football back. I got to get you a football. That's like bringing a polar bear to Florida out of nowhere, cold turkey. That's a lot of adjusting. There's a lot of adjusting. Oh, regional start this weekend in Mid-America, Tito. Fun times. Regional semi start this weekend as well in our region. Only 14 times, but at least 30. Jesus Christ, Kebby, you're a master. Kebby, we should have you on live to just go through your Florida meeting with us. Let's do that. Maybe in 2 weeks, Kebby, right before everybody leaves. My son never had the experience of playing West Haven 13U. 1124, maybe one more. He'll have that experience. Joe, who your son play for? Kebby, you're the expert. We want to tap into the expert. Jose Mora, who does your son play for? Jose Mora, tell us who your son play for. I'd like to know. Tito, let's move on. Elite travel football in New England. Should the idea be let go? Do you think it's ever going to happen? You ever going to get that OG Duck situation? You ever going to get that, Miami Gardens or RU situation out of here?
It can't happen because you can't get a schedule. You can't get a schedule that's written in stone. And the key to sustainability in this thing is having a schedule. And if you create that type of team, a local conference or local scheduling, they're not just going to, as we have seen, they're just not going to play you, though. They're not going to play you. So what are you left to do? I don't think none of us got deep enough pockets to go to Maryland one weekend, Philadelphia another weekend, Jersey another weekend, Massachusetts another weekend, the city another weekend. Like, we gotta be realistic. You can't stay in an organization without a concrete schedule. I don't care what anybody says. You guys can have all these great ideas. We need to do it. It can't happen in this region. We're not equipped to do it. We're not ready to do it. It's just, at this point, everybody just needs to go home and play for your local towns, because what we got going on is dying if we don't do it that way.
Hey, Tim, Larry said he got you. Hey, I agree. I don't think, obviously, New England, we got the ability to compete. But it's not going to happen right now. It takes a certain type of person with certain trust factors from parents and a certain level of respect out in the Pop Warner and AYF and the travel world to be able to get you 8, 10, 11 games, to be able to get you to qualify for a YNC tournament. Right now, I don't see it happen in New England. I think our best bet is to continue on with local football with some national play. I think that's the experience that's best for our coaches, our kids, and our family currently. It's not that I don't think we got the talent to compete. I just think it'll be hard to do. We should put AYF and Pop Warner all together next year since everybody want to play AYF teams, but they're in Pop Warner. I don't think Pop Warner want to play AYF teams. I haven't heard that. I think all of our all-star teams can compete. I agree. I think if we took the all-star team from last year at 12U, Larry, and we took from that 50, the top 25, I think we could compete with anybody in the nation. I think we could have done that at 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, and 14U. The problem is parents won't trust and support that model. That's the problem. That model would look like Larry Myers having a game in Virginia, then possibly a game in Jersey, then maybe one in Connecticut, but then having to go to Miami. And yeah, it's going to be big-time cameras and YouTube and all that, and everybody say they want it. But that financial investment and that time commitment from parents is way greater than what we have now. And some parents get worn out by
it's not even. I don't think that the parents in New England is going for leaving on a Thursday night, missing Friday, coming back Sunday night, missing Monday. Who's doing that 4 or 5 times a year? Who's going to do that with their children?
Well, we know that people do it, just not in this region.
Right. I'm saying there's people that do it, but we ain't. I can't see that happening here. And remember, football, you're going to do all of that to play one game. You get what I'm saying? In a weekend. Is that a sustainable business model? Absolutely not.
Well, you have to have parents buy in, says EJ, because all the orgs, the Rare Breeds, and the rest have bought in. They have.
Well, they also, hold on. They also have a much larger pool of population of kids to pick from. In New England, we're not as big as some of those. Georgia's a huge place. Huge in population, huge in land. There's a lot of pool to pick from. In New England, we got, just in the Hartford area, within where we practice at, there's 4 or 5 youth programs within 5 miles of you. You get what I'm saying? We don't get to draw a population like that. We basically all in competition for a small group of kids when you think about it.
True. Lay said we should put AYF and Pop Warner all together. That's not going to happen, man. People got to stop thinking that dream coming true. AYF and Pop Warner is not getting together, not locally, not nationally. It's not. There's some people that just do never want to go to Pop Warner. There's some people that just never want to go to AYF. Some people are actually happy with the leagues that they're in, believe it or not.
Well, the truth of the matter is all the independents are happy. You don't see none of them looking for games.
True. That is true. That's true. We can do one tournament at the beginning to start off slow. Say the all-star team should pick the top 25 and do one summer tournament. Maybe that'll convince parents. Advanced planning is necessary. I'll do it for I do it for AAU season. I think basketball a little different. Just my opinion. I think maybe not. Basketball might be more expensive.
No,
I don't know.
You're not carrying equipment. The travel's way easier. The travel's way easier for basketball than it would be for football. And you're only talking about 10 kids as opposed to 25.
Yeah, big difference. Reach out to Joe and Vertical Raise. Joe can raise thousands of dollars for your program. Justin said we on it. What you on, Justin? A couple things have been said in between. I pay $1,000 just for her son to be on the team. Yeah, I that is true. Basketball definitely is different. Yeah, it is. Yeah, AAU is expensive, but for some reason, parents don't think that they should pay the same amount for football. And I never understood that as well. When football is the most expensive sport. Football by far is the most expensive sport. Basketball is a cheap sport. You guys pay $1,000 to be on the team. You pay for your own travel, own everything. Maybe you get 2 uniforms, some socks, and a pair of sneakers. So out of that 1,000, they spend 300. $700 a kid.
Yeah.
Got a text message. It said not more expensive than lacrosse.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
said lacrosse is more expensive.
Hockey too. I mean, there's sports out there that's astronomical. Baseball. If you want to play now, there's no more. Little League is dead. If you want to play baseball, you're playing $2,000, $3,000 to play on these travel teams.
That's crazy. Hockey is the most expensive, says Kebby. Ice time is pricey.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Shout out to Trinity College. Trinity College used to give us this ice rink for free. We used to have skating parties on the ice for free. Everything was free to let the kids in the community enjoy ice skating. They used to have somebody work, just give us skates, and we used to skate, play music, sell stuff, make it a fundraiser. I believe in the program and coaches. I would pay for my son if I believed in the program. I agree. Hockey is very expensive, says Jordan. Preseason New England showcase, and we want to include above 140. Okay, Justin. Okay with above 140, but okay, I got a question. You saying preseason New England showcase? I think you're talking about something different than what Larry was talking about. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Larry was saying take teams in the preseason, put an all-star game together and play in one of those all-star tournaments, maybe one of those YNC Alabama tournaments or something like that. What you're saying is a New England showcase, and correct me if I'm wrong, where it would be like West Haven 13U versus like a Mount Hope 13U, or West Haven versus a Springfield, an internal showcase. I think that's what you're saying. I don't know, but I think travel baseball will have you ready to take out a second mortgage.
Right.
Now I have a daughter that does competition dance, and I'd rather pay for my son football stuff. Listen, my daughter do competition cheer. I had 2 in the Hartford Hurricanes, and it was $2,000 just to get her. She has not competed yet. Oh, Kebby was a hockey mom. Nice. Best team versus best team. Yeah, I think that's different, Justin. But again, I don't even know how much buy-in you're going to get with that, Justin. I'll support it, but we'll talk offline. I don't want to shoot down the idea.
I ain't going to shoot down the idea. People say they want to play the games until it's time to play the games. And then, I can't make it. One of my players can't make it. I'll give you the list of shit people have come up with why they wouldn't show up to it. They'll tell you they want to play, but they won't honor the agreement. I guarantee that. They won't honor the agreement. I guarantee you that. Because we got a bunch of soft cats that they only want to brag and boast and bang on their chest and put out flyers when they can whoop somebody. But as soon as they got to have a game, you don't hear from these cats no other time. So there's a whole bunch of people who say they're willing to play. But the reality is, I guarantee when it's time to play, they're not going to put their money where their mouth is.
All-star teams from A60-203 game. That's what I was talking about. Take the best 25 out to 50, do a tournament. I think that'd be dope. I would just want to see what that would look like. I will fly out to see that. We should do a Pop Warner AYF together. I guess that's a troll. I guess they just gonna keep
as he's gonna keep saying it.
Yeah. Right.
Not happening, cuz. All done, cuz.
Not gonna happen. So Tito, real quick to talk about national football, at least in Pop Warner. I have a couple write-ins that I think is automatically going to Florida. I want to mention some of those teams.
What you mean, locally, or you just
local teams that I think from our region, you can write it in right now. They're going to Florida.
You just want your inbox to be flooded tomorrow. Go ahead.
That's fine. Let's do it. I think Manchester Redhawks 12U. I heard that there was a good 12U out of RISMA. My sources from Manchester that saw the RISMA game said, absolutely, this is going to be the easiest path that they ever had. Easiest path they ever had to go to Florida. So I'm writing Manchester 12U into Florida right now. Nobody will beat them.
That's crazy. Well, okay.
Not possible.
All right.
I am writing West Haven 13U into Florida. I do not think nobody can beat West Haven 13U. That's out there. I know Drake looks decent. I like the running back. He do some amazing stuff. They don't got enough. I have not seen Water Oak, but they ain't got enough. I'm shooing in the West Haven. The lowest team I'm shooing in is the Stratford 9U Red. I mean, we saw that team, the Renegades.
They're a tough team.
That's a tough team to beat. They got some of the most impeccable athletes on that team. I don't think a Division II 9U team can compete with them. I just think they're the best team out there.
They definitely got 2 elite players on that team that if you try to load up and stop one, the other one to kill you. You try to stop him, the other one to kill you.
Yep.
They put you in a weird quagmire, and the way they use them, I was impressed by them when we watched them that day, to be honest with you. And we watched them after they played you that week, and you beat them, obviously. But I still watching them in that game. I was like, yo, they got couple bad dudes on that team.
Bro, they kept me up all night long. I didn't think that 9-year-olds can do that. Stratford 9U kept me up all night long. I have watched more film on Stratford than I've ever have for a 9U team. They're definitely a talented bunch. I'm showing them in. So those are my 3-1. Oh, the Hartford Hurricanes 12U. Nobody's going to beat the Hurricanes 12U. You play the game, but nobody's going to beat the Hurricanes 12U. I think the best running back at the age group, Zay, is just too much. It's just my opinion. Please don't shoot at me. I ain't here to debate nobody on stuff. It's one of the best running back that I see, personally. I think we got probably 2 of the top 4 running backs at that age group. One of them is not playing right now, but just me personally. You know, I didn't ever see Koto's a dog.
You got X, you got the kid.
X is a dog.
I mean, you got there's pieces on the team.
The bus is a dog from
41, the nose tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the perfect mix of size and speed. They got what they need.
Right. So those are my automatic shoo-ins. Now there's some favorites. And people are asking me, let me hear 10U. This is not I'm going by a level and saying who I think is going to win. This is who I think absolutely nobody will beat, and I know it. This is definitive stuff, right? No Hartford 9U. I think Hartford 9U is very talented, Bob. It is going to be tough to beat the Hartford 9U. If the Hartford 9U lose, they're going to have to beat themselves. Very talented group. Very talented team, but Stratford's in Division II. Nobody's beating that team out of Division II. All right, nobody's going to beat them in Division II. I'm sorry. And so those are my 4 teams. Hartford Hurricanes 12U, West Haven 13U, Manchester 12U, Stratford 9U. Division I 13U isn't clear, Tito. New Haven is good. Bloomfield's good. The Eastern Mass team, I think Malden, who I played in regionals, I do believe that the winner of Bloomfield New Haven will beat Malden. I don't know if Malden reloaded, but if that team came back this year, I don't think they got enough. This is just my opinion. I have not seen them play. I have no facts on it. If we're talking, we did 12U, 11U D1. I think New Haven is the favorite. I haven't seen the team out of Eastern Mass though, so I'm not gonna shoot them in. I think they're a favorite. If you're talking about, let me see, 11U D2, that is the one level that's wide open. I can see Drake going down to Florida at 11U D2. I saw Hamden. They looked good. I wasn't like wowed, but they looked like a solid football team.
Worry about the odds out of Northern. Northern got to have a couple.
Right. I don't know what Northern got out there. Manchester was decent. They beat us, you know. So I think that could get mixy. 8U don't go to Florida, Rodney Myers, but Hamden 8U probably will win the regional championship. I will say that. If we're talking 10U, I mean Rodney Myers got a good shot. I think he's gonna meet some resistance though. It's not a cakewalk. Listen, people. I'm talking about teams that I know is going to be there, and I'm picking 4 that I know is going to be there. Semifinals this weekend for Northern. When you say semifinals, Jeremy, what do you mean? League and internal league? I think it is because I think you guys play Central next weekend. I think we play on the 17th at Manchester High School. I could be wrong. I think that's where it is. Yeah, so I mean, those are just my shoo-ins to talk some local football. Hey, listen, I see some interesting stuff on the AYF side, Tito. If we want to throw at it, you got Springfield and Mount Hope. I think that's gonna be some pretty good stuff right there. I wish I can go see that game.
Yeah,
Where is that game? Hey, do anybody know where those AYF? Where's Springfield and Mount Hope play?
I don't know, but I seen Springfield play 3 times, and every time I seen them play, they got better, better, and better. And this last game, I just seen them play. They completely annihilated the team they played. I'm talking about nasty. Just nasty.
Hard to beat, man.
Huh?
It's gonna be hard to beat Springfield.
Yeah, nasty.
It's not gonna be easy to beat Springfield.
Nasty. I mean, they do what they do on offense. I was really impressed with their defense, how quick they are to the ball, and the chaos they cause.
I heard it's in Connecticut, Phil.
Yeah, New London. I think it's in New London probably next week.
Oh, it is in New London?
I think so.
Oh, Northern broke down into 2 conferences because of the amount of teams they got. Wow. Good stuff out there, Northern.
Wait to throw it in your face, buddy.
Yeah. Good stuff, Jeremy. Oh, we need to clarify something, Tito. I got wrote during the week from someone, and I'm not, if you watching, you can give me permission, I'll say your name. I got written during the week, and they said we need to stop including Fairfield County into our discussions about these leagues. And they gave me some details and told us stop including Fairfield County because Fairfield County has Bridgeport. They got Norwalk. They got Stamford. They have 3, which is true, of the biggest cities in Connecticut in their league that's super diverse. And you know what? I told the person, you right, I will go on live and say you're 100% correct. That is true. And you guys do have probably more big cities than Pop Warner does. And I mean, they got the 3 biggest: Stamford, Norwalk, Bridgeport. And so I wanted to say that we need to stop including Fairfield County because they have accepted.
It's still an independent league. When we're talking about the independents, they
fall. We talk about independent leagues that's not willing to accept the big cities. And all I'm saying is he said it's not true that we won't accept the big cities. We accepted 3 of the biggest. I mean, Hartford wouldn't even make sense to jump up there. So as a man of my word, I wanted to say that live. I will refrain from including Fairfield County in those discussions because it is true that they don't belong in those discussions because of the makeup of the league, and I was wrong. New London. Oh, Larry Meyer said he think those games is in New London. That's kind of That's kind of dope. I think that's gonna be dope.
That's what I thought it was in New London.
So we got Springfield. Who New Britain playing?
11U's playing Mattapan this week.
No, Worcester. They beat Mattapan, didn't they?
Who?
11U play Mattapan?
New Britain beat Worcester. New Britain beat Worcester.
Oh, they beat Worcester. Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's this week or next week, but they play Mattapan.
Oh.
They play Mattapan 11 to play the winner of. I don't know what they did with the brackets over there. If you looked at the AYF brackets, it looks like there's certain people that got to buy into the final, and then one side of the bracket had to all play each other. It's something crazy.
All right, so let's break it down. I think I got it up on my screen. Let's show it. AYF, don't be saying we don't show y'all no love either. We ain't no haters over here. All right, look at it. This is the 10U bracket. It looked like New Britain Power is playing Mount Hope on the 17th. Worcester Vikings. Oh, no, I thought Worcester. Oh, this is 10U.
That's 10U.
Worcester Vikings playing Dorchester Eagles. At 11U, New Britain is playing Mattapan. Merrimack Valley. I heard this Central Falls team is really, really good.
Go to the other side. Hold on. I think there's another side of that bracket. Keep moving that thing over. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
What is this?
I don't know, dog. That's Central Mass. I don't know.
Oh, this Central Mass. This is age-based. I think this is like D3.
Yeah, go back to the other one, though. Go back to the other one. Maybe that bracket is complete. That sounds right.
Yeah. With the regional championship being 11-23. So it look like they all off for a week.
Yeah.
So, hey, AYF got some dope games going on over there, too. Let's see what everybody's saying. 10U through 13U AYF play in New London, November 17th. Wow. That's dope. What y'all said about 6U? I missed it. Nothing except that Hartford Hurricane 6U got that chittity yippity. Justin Fallon, I like West Haven 10U at D2. Larry, yes, but to put him in over, they're gonna have to go out and earn it over Edgewood. So that's why I didn't show him in. I know you wasn't talking to me. I'm just letting you know.
Jordan Lark just said there's something crazy going on with that AYF bracket. As Lark expound on that.
Straight BS, Tito. It's lame. Jordan, what's going on, Jordan? Do I need to send you the link and bring you on live? 8U and 9U, there are two sides of the bracket.
Right. I'm saying
I didn't show 8U and 9U. Let me show it. I didn't. I don't think I showed 8U and 9U.
There's something going on with one of the brackets.
Oh, this game's going down this weekend. Let me present this. Teams getting a damn bye in the regionals is what he said. Teams getting a bye in the regionals. It says 9U Lynn Rams versus the Springfield Tigers. 8U Lynn Rams versus Springfield Tigers as well. Ooh, that's going to be good. Jordan, you can hold that down. Springfield got some big boys up front, man. Who does Hamden 8U play this weekend? I don't think anyone. I think Hamden's off. Then they'll play probably Chicopee week after. I think the 17th. Yeah, Tito. So we got this. We got this. What would the other side look like, Tito? Where would the 9U be? Blackstone Valley.
There's somebody that got to buy right into. I think
it got to be Blackstone Valley because this is CT and,
right.
and AY. So it's Blackstone Valley that got to buy.
Somebody got to buy in. But what I think they're more is frustrating is if you see they made all the urban teams play each other all the way out, and that team hasn't played. That team hasn't played nobody for a couple weeks.
Well, this game is this week. Wouldn't they play on the 17th, or are they gonna wait all the way to the 23rd?
Idea, but there's a team that's already waiting for them cats. There's a team waiting in the regionals for the winners of the 8 and 9U. There's already a team there that they had to play nobody.
That's crazy on how that would work. But
I don't know. But look, find the bracket. You'll see what I'm saying. You know there ain't no cap in my rack.
No. I believe you. I'm just. Let me see. I don't know where we could get the bracket from.
Jordan Lark got it. He posted it somewhere. Tell him to throw it up in the comments. Because I seen it in the Lim page. I seen it somewhere. Somebody got it.
I'm looking on the New England Elite AYF page. I see some brackets. The brackets is on Central Mass page. Let's look up Central Mass. Let's look him up. Let's look up Central Mass. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's 23. All right, here we go, Tito. Let's look at it. Boom. All right, this is what we got. This is AU division. So Eastern Mass got a winner that's already there. Who is Eastern Mass?
Saying I don't even nobody knows. I couldn't even tell you, dog. That's what I'm saying. The Dairy Demons or somebody. Somebody got a straight buy in there.
Somebody got a buy there. But I mean, if there's no other league to play them, this look like a pretty dope bracket right there.
Has been playing the New England Elite and Connecticut been playing every week. How weren't they thrown into the fold of the?
Where would they go? It's 2, 4, 6, 7 leagues. Somebody gonna have to get a bye regardless.
Why ain't they in CMAS? Because they got. Why ain't they playing CMAS then? CMAS is the other league. CMAS
don't look like they got nobody here. New Hampshire, you got Bay State. Isn't Bay State CMAS?
Nah, CMAS is CMAS, bro.
Connecticut, Springfield, NEC is linked. Here goes CMAS right here. What's the Vikings, bro?
Oh, nah. What's the Vikings? That's CMAS, yeah.
What's the Vikings? And then Blackstone. It's an extra league. I don't know. Just look like that to me. It looked like they got they're in there at every level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I was trying to tell you guys.
Like they got to buy at the 2 levels at 9U and so at 8U and 9U.
Right here, looking at these playoff brackets tells you why having those bomb squad teams like y'all think it won't work. Just look at what's going on with these brackets.
Yeah. Well, people gonna still put them together.
Well, they'll try, but they won't get off in the fall. You have the spring phenomenons that spring is supposed to help your program. The winning in the spring is irrelevant. Winning in the fall, that's what it matters.
I'm gonna go on a limb, Tito, and I'm gonna make some dairy from New Hampshire. I'm gonna make some predictions. I think New Britain Powell run the table at this 10U bracket.
Yeah, 10 and 11.
I think New Britain Powell run the table at this 11U bracket. At this 9U bracket, I think Springfield Tigers run the table at 9U. 8U.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I think Springfield wins at 9. I can't say 8 because 8 seems to be wide.
8 young. Hey, Jordan, I'm gonna go with Jordan at 8U. I was the only one I've been seeing posted.
Springfield, I'm gonna tell you this: Springfield at 9, New Britain at 10, New Britain at 11, Springfield at
12. Hold on, 12U. I think I'm gonna go with Springfield.
I'm going with Springfield and 13.
At 12U Division 3. No. At 13U Division 2. Yeah, I seen Springfield, man. Hartford played Springfield. I'm gonna go with Springfield only because I saw them up close and personal. I haven't seen Mount Hope up close and personal. Worcester Vikings or CLCF Chiefs. I saw Springfield, and if you can beat them, you're really good. Because
I think the Fairlawn team is another team that's.
Yo, he just said Worcester AU is 0-8.
Oh my God!
Hold on, let's go back.
Yo, bring Jordan
no
on.
Way. There's no way they 0-8. Cut it out, Jordan. Jordan
knows the T over there. Bring Jordan on.
There's no way. It's almost 11.
Bring Jordan on, bro. Let him talk. You guys.
They're the only team that declared the national track, Tito. You know what they should have did? No, they should have took Worcester out and let Eastern Mass play Dorchester. You shouldn't be able to play going 0-8. You shouldn't be able to represent. Not when you got this many leagues. Look, this is my opinion. I mean, look, they might run the table.
This is why we don't touch on AWAF because y'all gonna start jumping down our throats. We just
No, look, this is Jordan. I got it up on the screen. Jordan is leaking the info. It ain't us. I don't know what's going on over there. Worcester Vikings are in CMAS.
Right, but are they 0-8? The question is, are they 0-8, and why are they even in this bracket? When you got,
I think you should take this here and move it here. And the winner of this, I guess, gets the bye. And then these two teams play for this slot. At least everybody's playing. I mean, Dorchester, if they're 0-8, Dorchester got a scrimmage game. You know? Dorchester may have a scrimmage game. But
that AU division is tough, bro. It's tough to pick because there's four
Central Mass teams all got a free bid to regionals.
Wow.
What do you? I don't understand that though. What do you mean a free bid? They're just like Blackstone. They had to win their conference and they here. What do you mean free bid? Merrimack Valley Spartans had to play. They had to win CMYFCC.
They're Central Mass, though.
They had no one to play before regionals. I guess I'd have to get more information. I don't understand that. Because, I mean, Fall River Falcons would have had to get here and Merrimack would have had to get here. So did Springfield and Lynn. I would assume that they won a championship like Springfield. Oh, I think it's because most Central Mass teams play in this bracket, the Division 3 bracket.
Division 3, yeah.
So Hyde Park is in D3?
I have no idea, dog.
And Brockton.
Bro, I pay attention to our little space in the world, dog. I've stopped paying attention to all that.
Okay. Justin said he'll try to explain it. All right, Tito, we got to wrap up. I'm tired, bro. I didn't get much rest last night.
We all tired. It's playoff week, baby.
All right. Tito.
Oh, it's conference championship week. I'm sorry. We passed playoff.
And regional semis. Kind of both. Division 1 odd. Hey, Tito, there's multiple ways kids are being recruited from programs. You want to get in this or you want to save it for next week?
I mean, we should say, because I think it's a deeper conversation, but just be aware. There's a lot of, how to say it this morning? There's a lot of sheep and wolves, a lot of wolves in sheep clothing.
Justin said if we bring him on, he'll explain it.
You want to bring him on? Go ahead, bring him on. We'll save the conversation for next week. The other one.
Justin, we got 10 minutes, brother.
Wrap it up. Bring him on.
Principal. You know, principals are long-winded. Hey, Justin, I'm sending you the link right now.
Bring him on.
Yeah, why not? Let him explain it, because
Hey,
I don't want.
the AYF cats rock with us too. We got to give them Nate.
I just don't want nobody to say that we are PlayStation bandits. What you talking about, Willis?
What was that? Arky? What's Arky talking?
Yeah. I don't know. PlayStation bandits? Arky, what you talking about, man? Jordan said we should have played Central Mass for the Mass Championship game. Oh, I agree with that.
Absolutely. I wonder how they bypassed that. Sounds fishy.
It should have been a state championship is always dope. That's what we got going on this weekend. At 9U, we got the Hartford Hurricanes versus the New Britain Junior Canes. At 11U, we have the New Haven Steelers versus the Hartford Hurricanes. At 13U, we have the Bloomfield Junior Warhawks versus the New Haven Steelers. Couple state championship games going down. And then the following week, we'll have some more state championship games.
We got conference championship games going down this weekend, too.
Conference championship games. Windsor High School. Starting at 1 o'clock, y'all, on Saturday. If y'all not doing nothing, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8U Division 1, 10U Division 1, 12U Division 1, and 12U Division 2 Central Connecticut Pop Warner Championships. Sunday, 8U Division 2, 9U Division 1 Regional Semis, 10U Division 2, 11U. Anyway, 12U Division 1, then you got 11U Division 2 and 11U Division 1. Woonsocket 12U is great, underrated. Hopefully they pull it out against Worcester. Let's go in regionals. Let's go.
So Woonsocket's a sleeper because everybody thinks that that's like some old little suburban town. Cats, you might bump into the buzzsaw when you come up on them cats, man.
Who did they beat? Dorchester?
No, I don't know who they beat, but I just know that I know the demographics over there ain't what people think.
During the year, I thought I heard that they beat them during the year. I could be wrong. I heard they beat them during the year, but I could be wrong with that.
I think there's another team out of 13 out of Blackstone Valley that cats are sleeping on. The Fairlawn
Chiefs. That's the team that's out of there.
Oh no! Oh, they beat Fairlawn. CF beat Fairlawn. Okay.
That's what's on the back end. They beat East Providence, who was undefeated in the Super Bowl. That's that Woonsocket 12U team. The Warrior 12U coach here. Well, who's the Warriors? Woonsocket Warriors?
I believe that's Woonsocket.
Oh, okay. Shout out, Coach Manuel. You got this? They went 9-1. They beat every team in their division. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Is Justin coming on or not? Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, he's getting on. Why he's getting on? We're running out of time, but I guess I could. I guess I could share a couple plays. I don't have a top 10,
bro.
but I'll share some plays.
I'm fuming right now. You know this little cat.
What?
I'm fuming right now. I think this little dude broke my computer, bro.
Let's share some plays. Justin getting on right now. Let's share some plays. This Zay, blast right. Oh, he scoops, spins. That's the Waterbury. He's out. That's against Bloomfield. Stiff arms him. And it's crazy because that play, I think Hartford went up and ended up winning 41-0, Tito. And that was only at halftime. All right, anyway, let's welcome Justin to the show. Justin, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Should I put up the bracket so we can understand what you're talking about?
Yeah, it might help. So, in my opinion, Central Mass is the most inclusive conference. So they have about 15 teams per grade level, but there are teams that compete with their age level. So, for example, before Lynn became New England Elite, they were Central Mass. They have Worcester Vikings. Before they had Worcester Cowboys. Wachusett sometimes declares as an age-based team versus a grade-based team. So basically, you have 15 teams, but traditionally, the Worcester teams will declare an age-based team, so they become the Division II or Division III representative of the Central Mass AYF Conference.
All right, so here's what I'm trying to understand. When you say most inclusive, you mean most teams?
The most teams, and they also work with teams that are suburban, urban, and from the city. Yes.
Yep. And
like,
so
think about it. If you ask Mick from Mattapan, right? Like before they started their league, when Mattapan left Pop Warner, they were independent, but the Central Mass team is the team that the league that gave Mattapan and Lynn the schedule to work with.
So why did they get the bye? If they was it maybe you don't even know. Is there a reason why they got the bye over somebody else? That's what they seem to be saying in the comments. I don't know why it doesn't look like it's a bye as I look at this. It looked like, for instance, here. I mean, Worcester might have been the only team, so it's a bad example. But here, to me, this would say Merrimack Valley won this Central Mass Conference, Fall River won Backstone, and they're playing for this slot. Am I not reading that right?
No, that's correct.
So why are they saying that Merrimack got a free ride? All of their teams got a free ride to regionals.
Because there might be 15 teams in their age bracket in their conference.
Yep.
But there'll only be one or two teams that declare age-based.
Right.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So in that same conference, there are teams that might be better than them that declared age-based.
Right, and other ones going grade to Division III is what they calling it on the brackets.
Yeah. So if you go age-based, you're Division II or Division III. If you go grade-based, it's not a national track. They don't play.
Oh, okay.
In that bracket right there.
But you can still play Merrimack at grade-based?
So Merrimack is age-based right now because they declared age-based
because
right, but they believe they were competitive.
Team.
At some age levels, they have a grade-based team. That's correct.
So Merrimack could potentially play a grade-based team, even though one age-based and one grade-based.
Yes. So every team in that league. So, for example, Lynn played Merrimack Valley Spartans. It was like a 41-44 game. Merrimack Valley is actually they're an 8th grade team. They're not a 13U team.
Oh, okay, I got you. But most of them probably 13, so it kind of somewhat balances.
Yeah, I think in that specific team, there's like one kid over. But in some teams, there might be 5 kids over, 6 kids over.
Okay. All right, so they're basically getting a bid based on the fact of the way their league set up, the amount of teams they play, and who declare it looks like they're free ride, but they played games. They played games,
Coach.
I said, so basically they're getting a free ride because of the number of teams they got, and it looks like a free ride even though they played games, but because of who declared who didn't, it looks like a free ride. But they did play football games.
Yeah, so I don't think that anybody's claiming that the teams that came from Central Mass are getting a free ride. But if they are, I mean,
That's what he said. Jordan
they
said
don't
that
they don't they don't got to win state. Like their ride to that level is not the same as Central Mass, New England Elite, or Blackstone Valley. No, not at all. Because the other teams are essentially, because of maybe their best players are, older but the same grade, they're declaring grade base.
So why didn't Mass play Mass before going to New Hampshire? Is there a reason? I'm just curious.
It was supposed to be different than the way they set it up. I can't explain why they did it the way they did it, but I know that outside of 8U and 9U, the 10U through 13U New Hampshire teams all declared D3. So we wouldn't play them anyway. The top teams.
Got you. They all declared D3. Got
Right.
you. So basically, they're sending what's left. May not be top, but they're sending what's left.
They're sending who declared. They have to have a representative for their conference, and that's the Worcester Vikings at this point. Now, every once in a while, at different age groups, you'll have a team that's exceptional, and they will declare age-based. That's what they allow at Central Mass, which I think for like leagues like CTAYF, if you took some grade-based teams, you get more games. You wouldn't have to worry about scheduling teams, and you'd get some good games. But it's a model I think that would work for all the urban teams to play suburban teams that feel like they're ready, right? Like they feel like they're ready and they get their butts kicked. That's not a big deal. But if they don't feel like they're ready, they don't want to play you. So I think it's a model that works. Because if you look at Paul's model, there's 15 teams. There are like teams like Wachusett, Tewksbury. They'll play all the best teams. They play all the Linns. They play all the Mattapans. They'll play the Springfields. And then you have other teams like maybe like a Chair City. They won't play the Hartfords. You know what I mean? Like they know what their lane is.
Right,
And I think Paul, I'm going to push it. I think Paul has a good methodology for scheduling games that could benefit not just AYF, but Pop Warner as far as like cross games.
So that's what I was saying about what you saying is I wasn't knocking what you were saying with your pregame. I was saying basically that, right? I do think there is people oftentimes too often use the word duck smoke, and it's not duck and smoke if you understand your lane. If I give Justin a team in the Hartford Hurricanes next year, right. I give our 10U team and Justin, I say, yo, Justin, look, this is a new team, bunch of new kids off the street. They never really played before, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I don't expect Justin when New Britain calls and they just came from Florida say, yo, let's scrimmage. I'm okay with you saying, nah, bro, I don't want to scrimmage them. That ain't
not ready.
That's knowing your lane, knowing what I got, and not completely screwing up your team by putting them against the best team out there. And when you get your head bust open to the white meat, you completely demoralize this team that's trying to build something. And I think we got to understand what the difference between ducking smoke and knowing your lane. I'm glad you used that phrase because I oftentimes say all the time, it's okay to know your lane and say, nah, I'm not going to play that game. Right. Regardless of whatever you call me. I'm not going, but we use names, right? So nobody gives Springfield a pass or Hartford a pass to know your lane. we can never know our lane. We just got to play. Because if I know my lane, I'm scared because of the name. And the truth of the matter is, in Hartford, I know my lane. I know which teams I'm going to say, yo, Justin, tell Springfield 13, you'll see if they want to play.
Right.
You right? Like I can do that when it's a team that I think that is going to compete, fight the whole time, win or lose. They're going to fight back.
Right.
And I know it's some teams that I'm definitely not inviting Springfield down to play them. Call me what you want. Blurt me online. They're not pulling up to play this team. Right? And so I think that's going to be the problem with your preseason tournament is I think you'll be subjected to putting not the team you know that needs to play, because those two teams ain't never going to do this. But you go get that third, fourth best team then it could be set up. I hope, because it is ducking smoke if you're Springfield 13U and West Haven 13U. Then if they're not playing, or if one of them is saying no to somebody, you could say you're ducking smoke. You can't really say that to Merrimack Valley D3 13U, because you say, yo, pull up, and they go, nah, oh, they ducking smoke. Nah, they ain't. They know you got dogs out there. They just don't want to get their head bit off. And so I think that's a good.
I think the other thing though, Phil, is like just us being in the space we're in. Like, we know who the teams are, and it's certain coaches that will set their teams up for success in the future by taking a challenge in the present, right?
Right. Yep.
So, like, I took on the RMG team in 11U. I thought that, West Haven and RMG were the best games we can get that year. We lost both games, but we won regionals, right? So it was like, it's a long-term plan. Like, I got to get these kids in front of the best kids I can get them in front of. I think it's corny when a Springfield or Hartford calls out Grimwald, Connecticut. Like, that's not, we should not be in that business.
Right. I agree.
So if you're at Springfield should be calling out Providence and Boston, because those are the bigger cities, and Worcester maybe. I don't think Springfield should be calling out anyone else. Now, if they get a call out from a New Britain or a Hartford, they have to answer. I don't care what age level. It's just a numbers game, because I'm a math teacher, so I'm always about numbers. Yep. So, for example, if the OG Duck said, yo, Springfield, come out here and play us, we could deny it and be like, yo, y'all just way bigger than us, right? But me personally, I would like to see the Springfield, the Hartfords, the New Britons, the Providences, the bigger cities. I would like them to take up those challenges if they can afford it, instead of going after these smaller towns. That's my opinion.
Yo, the thing is though, and I know this is the sentiment in this area. Some of these dudes, and we see it time and time again, they thrive on beating up on the little guy. They don't want the game where it's, you don't know if you're gonna win when you step into it. Not everybody's built like that.
Right.
A lot of dudes that claim they are, but they're not. When they got their teams, they're willing to play everybody. When they ain't got the horses, all of a sudden they forfeit and not showing up, all types of craziness. And that's the new precedent that has been set in this area. And it's by cats that came up in this thing with me. Like, yo, they're the first ones that are offending the rules. You know what I'm saying? Not playing, opting out, doing it. It's become a plague now.
Well, I think that you see this happen. Like, I think this stuff happens in 5-year cycles. Over the next 5 years, you get to see who the real coaches are. Because some guys that are following the team or that's really good today, in 2 or 3 years, they won't be on this podcast talking. They won't be chatting online. They're going to be saying, oh, we're just doing the best that we can to try to be the best that we can. But when they get the team, they're going to just call everybody name and type in everybody's name in the chat. Well, you want to play me? 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 Right? And then when you get a team, and you'll play them, Justin, and you might lose. And then when you get a team and say, hey, want to play? No, man, I ain't got that team. It was okay. I lost to y'all when I didn't have the team. Yeah. That's why I lost.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I lost. If I had the team, I would have beat you. If I had the team, I would have beat you. But that's why I lost. And I think that is the part. Like, so for instance, I'm going to just put it out there. You don't ever see a Hartford Hurricane call out nobody. We've never called out nobody ever for playing us. Right. Now, we've never really backed down from people, but I will tell you there's games that I didn't take because I didn't like. Sometimes it's because I don't like the person, but sometimes it wasn't conducive for the team that wanted that. I got Hurricane coaches like, yo, let me play these dudes. I go, no.
Right.
The emotion of the internet is getting to you, brother.
Right.
Like, I'm outside, so I'm not having an emotional attachment, right? Like, and this ain't happened, but you jump in Larry inbox, Larry, I got a 12 you. What up? Larry, like, yo, let's do this. And I come in and go, Larry, nah, we good, bro. No, yo, they out there talking junk. I get you, bro, but we good. No need to put your kids in that type of fire right now.
I think so. I was talking to Singletary. I didn't ask permission to say that, but I was talking to Singletary, and what I said to him is, my relationship with West Haven is more important than a game.
Correct.
So I think that's what it all is, right? Like me and Waddy were down in Hartford. We saw you picking up the trash. Like, yo, this dude is a great guy, right? Like those relationships, the respect in relationships will establish more games than the
Yeah,
calling
100%.
people out online. Like
That's not
when I'm guilty of calling people out online,
Right,
but as I
right.
become more
right.
mature in this, I'm like, yo, if I can take a dude out to go eat fish and donate to his kids AAU fund, right? Like $100.
The game.
Now, all right, we
Yeah.
got a little bit of,
Yeah,
hey, when Cotton call, I'm gonna pick up. That's what we got to
Yeah,
establish
and I'm a play.
relationships.
And now in the fear of the clowning goes away. See, most people don't want to play those games because what's going to transpire online after I lose? I'm going to be clown. They're going to talk about me. They're going to post the donut. They're going to have the chain. There's going to be a meme. Nah, it ain't worth it. I'll just stay in my bubble and win my little whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
When you build a relationship, even if you beat somebody, you never do that.
No.
That's the other side. You don't go clown somebody. You appreciate them. Yo, take the picture with them. Yo, shout out to Hartford Hurricanes. Beautiful game. It was a beautiful game. Whether y'all won, whether y'all lost, beautiful game. Yo, it was all cool. Boom, 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 boom. That's how that happens. But when it's only an internet relationship, people tend to not have to feel as indebted on taking on those games because of it's an internet relationship, and we know what the internet breeds. It breeds trolling and all of that.
It's a lot of trolling. It's a lot of like for example, I got a relationship with certain coaches where somebody from my organization will post something, and I'll just be like, nah, bro, like he's not it. He's not. And because our job ultimately is right. Like we all post the videos of the fighting the cops on the field and fighting the moms, fighting the dads, and all that other crazy stuff. But if we do our jobs as organizational leaders, we kind of snuff that stuff out before it starts. You see, we all got the guy in our organization. He posts something a little crazy, and you check him, you talk to him like, yo, bro, that's not a good look for us overall. And then you call the other team to kind of smooth that out because we don't need no crazy brawls during the state championship game or regionals, over a prediction.
Yep.
So,
and so, definitely bait. They see it. I mean, it should say Commanders now, but we 7-2, so I'm not gonna do that. But no, I agree. I agree. Look, relationships matter. Listen,
there's another part of that conversation you guys are missing over, though.
Go ahead.
Just because the two coaches want to play each other don't mean the administration is going to allow it to happen. You guys are missing a huge part of the conversation.
Well, you gotta talk to somebody in position of power to make it happen.
You guys,
I'm not going out with Justin if we gotta eventually call Tito. Then me, Justin, and Tito need to go have fish at Kevin's, like my boy West. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me, the reason it works, Tito, is because if Justin's coaching 12U and I'm in the Hartford Hurricanes, we know we can say yes to it. Don't meet with the assistant D-back coordinator and try to schedule a game. And the general like, let's do it. And then they going, well, yo, I got to call my cousin. He's going to talk to the lady, the secretary. She going to call the president.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's not.
Just because
for nothing.
Just because them conversations going on, if we're not aware as administrators, and this is hypothetically, I'm just speaking, we reserve the right to shut it down. And sometimes games go down the tube with that sentiment. You get what I'm saying? Like, cats be emotional, right? They think they get a good team. They're going to come for the top dog. Oh, yo, we're going to call you out. Stop everything you're doing. We're going to play. We're going to pull up. You ain't pulling up nowhere. Who you running by? You get what I'm saying? Like, who'd you running by? And this goes on all the time. And then when it happens, you, me, and whatever other president becomes the bad guys because you guys thought you could do something you have no authority to do. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Or the rules, for instance, let's say Pop Warner, somebody jump out the window, say that, Justin go, cool, let's do it. It's all online. Hartford Hurricanes about to play Justin and his team. And I come in and go, yo, bro, we can't do it. Why? The regional director told me we didn't get approved on our waiver. Yo, but I told everybody we was doing it. I got you, bro, but the process was not followed. And I can't not follow the process and jam up the other 8 teams that I have. So I have to tell you no. Now, I know you're embarrassed because you got to go back online and fix it. And there's no way to fix it the way you talk it. And that is why relationships matter. Because if Justin knew me, he'd know, yo, Justin, give me 2 weeks, bro. I got to submit this form. I got to do this. He go, all right, cool. And if we say, yo, now, and let's be honest, you can make an agreement to blow it up properly and have your back and forth consensuously on purpose, though. And that's different, right? Yo, I make the flyer. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to post it. I'm going to tell the whole hood to come out at Hartford. So now it look like, yeah, Hartford pull up against Springfield. Same vibe, same thing, but it's
done the right way.
And it's done the right way. And you don't feel no type of way. You knew it was coming. I don't feel no type of way. I knew it was coming. And so, for instance, like Larry Myers played the what's that team? I just saw them win a championship out of New York.
No Limit.
No Limit. Yeah, right. I just saw them win. They look like they added a couple players because they was big. It was dope the way we set it up. We kept it communication. We had talked about the issues with in the past with what was the team on Netflix?
Brooklyn Saints.
Oh, Brooklyn Saints.
You know, they took in the Brooklyn Saints.
Right.
And so we had talked about that and my concerns with it because it was 2 years in a row in which that thing got debacled and we lost money. And so I think that once the relationship was built over time, I entrusted that it can happen again. And now they're going to have to entrust that I'm going to show up and play. You know what I'm saying? So I do think relationships can resolve it, but part of building relationships is having we're going to have to start drawing back on the BS with each other in our communities.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I told you, though, I believe the community within the next year is going to clean itself up because a lot of the problems are leaving within this next year.
Hey, Justin, thank you for attending, brother. We appreciate your expertise in this area. Anytime, my brother. Yep. Take it easy. T, that's all we got, brother. It's past 11. Your boy is tired. I won't go to bed. This was a great show. I think it was very insightful for our fans. You see a lot of people asking questions about Florida, a lot of people asking questions like that. So I think that they gotta if you watch tonight, and if you didn't watch, you should go tag somebody. Because one thing that we did do was we gave some gems about if you're gonna go to Florida and things like that. But yeah, that's what I got to say, yo. I think that's what happened.
Good luck to everybody who's still in it. A couple of us are still alive. Hopefully we see everybody next week still alive. And I mean that, not literally, I mean that in football terms. But those of you that are in a position you got to win, I hope you all win. But those that lose, just know somebody got to win the game, and it ain't personal. There's always next year. Peace.
Hey, Madge, we wasn't talking about a quiet football game. We was talking about to set it up properly. You get quiet in the beginning, bro. That's all. Take it easy, brother. No, ain't no penalties if the crowd get loud. I don't know who's saying that, bait. I don't know who's saying that. But, yo, it's your boy PH the Prez, Mr. Above 140, and my quote of the day is, listen, man, premature announcements attract evil spirits. Premature announcements attract evil spirits. Be easy.
Peace.